Hey guys, so hopefully you watched my video earlier on how to fillet a crappie. This is the video on how to how to fry crappie. So we're going to reach in here. I've been soaking the catfish that we filleted earlier and the crappie in buttermilk. And that helps just take out any extra blood or anything. You can go ahead and just wash them off. As you can see, just beautiful white fillets. Nice big slab crappie. Got a bunch of meat off of it. Plenty of meat for me and my buddy. We're going to set these up here. Just like this, and we're going to cut them up. I'm going to start by slicing like that. And then slice just this little piece of red out. No one likes the red bloodline. You can leave it. It doesn't really have much of a taste, but just for looks, I'm going to cut that out. As you can see, a perfect white piece of meat. We're going to cut it small pieces, just like this. Just little ½ inch to 1 inch pieces. And they're pretty thick because there's a lot of meat in these crappie. And we're just going to do the same thing over here. This one didn't have as much bloodline, so I'm not going to bother with this one. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead, slice this little piece out. Like I said, you don't have to do this, but it's just a tiny sliver. It doesn't really affect how much meat you get. Go ahead and slice this small pieces. Now we got my secret batter, aka simple. It's 2 batters, but I mix them together and add seasonings. You can do this with flour, panko, little Everglades, and cornmeal, cornstarch, a bunch of different stuff, and you can get a great concoction. And use spices how you like them. Sometimes I add a little cayenne pepper if I'm feeling like I want it a little bit spicy to get a more southern style. Now these fillets are still damp. I'm going to take a couple of them, drop them in, start with like 4. Now you're going to put a lid on your batter. You're going to shake them up just 2 or 3 times. And this coats them really great. And as you can see, perfect coating, even coating all the way around. Beautiful. Set those on a plate, like this. Simple as that. Nice, perfect battered fish. And now we're going to, right here, sorry for the background noise, it's my mom. So now we have these. Our oil is getting hot. One way you can test is take a little bit of batter. And if it sizzles, you know you're ready to go. So now one thing you're going to want is a little pair of tongs. Now you can use any style tongs. I'm just going to see what I have in here. I like these smaller ones because they're not huge pieces. You want to be able to grab them and flip them if you need to. Set that down there. We have a plate over here with our paper towels for when they're done. And of course, you gotta always have a nice glass of sweet tea. Delicious. Now we're gonna take one of these pieces, go ahead and throw it in there. And this is deep frying it because we have about 1 inch of oil in this small pan. Therefore, you're gonna be getting it fully coated and surrounded with oil. And these are only going to take about a minute or 2. We're going to go ahead and batter up, just hand batter one of these smaller pieces because we have more room than I thought. Let's throw that right in there. Now you do want to be careful of your heat. You don't want it to be too hot, but you want to be able to get them nice and golden crispy pretty quickly. But you don't want to overcook fish, otherwise it'll get all dried up and non-flavorful. So now we're just going to wait a second, and while we're doing that, we can go ahead and get our second batch ready of this crappie. We're just going to do these 4 pieces, all we got left really. And this is just 1 crappie, and already there's enough meat to feed me and my friend. So we're just going to get these ready while those are cooking. Set them on our plate, just like that. And crappie, in Florida, crappie is a very big deal. A lot of people eat crappie. A lot of people fish for crappie. It's a big game fish. They fish for them at Lake Okeechobee a ton, all sorts of different areas, and they're in most states. So we're just gonna go ahead and let these cook. These bloodlines, I mean, as you can see, it's not very big. It's not like on a big kingfish or something where you want to get rid of the bloodline or anything. It's just a tiny bloodline. Helps with the flavor, I think. I like it better. As you can see, these pieces are coming together nicely. They're almost there, about another minute. Go ahead and get another sip of our sweet tea. And the oil we're using today is this great frying oil, Luann peanut oil. Peanut oil is the best oil. It has just an amazing flavor, and especially for frying fish. I love it for frying fish. Also, hush puppies. I use that in my hush puppies recipe, which you can go in my channel and see. It's a great video on how to make some amazing hush puppies. Later on, you can also go and click on my video on how to cook catfish. That'll be going up soon. Same way, but delicious. Absolutely delicious. Just gonna flip these. Now these right as of now are done. But if you want, just like I like my fish a little bit more crispy than a lot of other people. But some people, if you don't like it too crispy or overdone, then you can take them out now after 2 or 3 minutes. But I'm going to leave them in just a little bit longer, not to where they dry out, but to where they get nice and crispy and thoroughly cooked on the inside. So you move around so you don't wad around. As you can see, these are getting done. So now we're just going to move our fish and milk over the side. Grab our, you always want to plate with paper towels. That's the key of after you fry your fish, because you gotta have that to be able to wipe off the oil. Alright, so right now we're gonna go ahead and pull one of these out. Make sure it's done. If it's done, we'll pull out the other. As you can see, it flakes away. I think I'm gonna throw them in, throw it back in, and give it about a minute. Alright, so see, as you can see, the tips of the fillets where it curls up are starting to get a little bit more brownish. Give it a little bit. I mean, like I said, you don't want to overdo it, but you do want to get it nice and crispy. As you can see, they're cooking very good right there. Crappie is an absolutely delicious fish. Great fish to catch, really fun to catch. You catch them on a lot of jigs and stuff, but just absolutely super fun to catch and really amazing to cook. Light, white, flaky meat, mild flavor, just absolutely amazing. So these are about done. We're going to go ahead and pull them out. One, pull this in the light so you guys can see it. Now some of these, one thing you want to see is you want to take the biggest piece and cut it and see if it's done. Because if that big one's done, then you know the rest of it's done. So that's done. So these smaller pieces are for sure going to be done. As you can see, there you go, some nice, delicious golden brown fried crappie. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time.